recognitions at a young age. So I was a BMX champion. I had the lowest plate number of anyone on the starting line. I was 17. Later to be eclipsed, though, in the next year by, was it Owen or David McGillis? I forget. I think the son is David, the father is Owen. And is it Gillis or McGillis? Anyway, James Collingridge, Kevin O'Brien, Vageli Moutsos, or Vageli. I think he said he didn't care. It could be Vageli, when I laugh a lot, or some other reason. But my mom says Vageli. See, he's Italian, and he just found an excuse to talk about his name, and say his name lots. Or is it Moutsos Vageli? Frontwards, backwards. I'll take it anyway. Remember me. I like to laugh and play. There was one more, and I can't remember, and unfortunately, because his father drove the van to the race, where all of these guys, unfortunately not me, became pro. I had my 5 expert wins, so that means as an expert I had won number 1 place 5 times. But then you have to be in a race, which is a pro-sanctioned race. And if you win at this race, you can go pro. And I forget how many, and maybe only 1. And then it goes by rank. I mean, people only want to know about pro rank. So how many pro wins do you have? Well, forget that guy's name. Wayne? Might have been Wayne. Unless I'm thinking Wayne and Garth. Might have been Garth. I can't remember. Okay. Well, the red ants found me. These guys bite you and stick their little claws in, and their ass points straight up. You know you're getting bit by a red ant. He's not hiding. The thing sticks off your skin. This is not from this area. This area does not have so many prickle bush, but all of that area I was in, it ripped apart my pants entirely. But that's okay, I bought 10 pair. They're so beautiful. Beautiful. Fake North Face. You know, it's still a really good jacket for $40, but the zippers will break, and I think that the tears and picks in a real North Face, they'd probably be half the count. I wondered if this was the real Patagonia, because it looks quite well made, and the zippers are good, but then the logo, it peeled off entirely. And I still wonder about these shoes. $40 US. Are they Gore-Tex? I step into the water, and I can go through the water up to the tongue. It's sealed up, but after about 45 seconds, I went and took them off, and the inside, my sock was damp. So, it may be some quality of material, which is good, but not Gore-Tex. So the real Salomon, $160 to $260 on their website. I'm not sure which one, because they have so many different models. Amazing traction. Do not settle for less than amazing grip if you're hiking, and if you're going to be in the rocks, you need, debatable, but a really rigid toe or a half steel toe, because you can slip in and injure your toes very easily in rocks. Problem is, it can wedge in one way and then you won't get out. If you can get your foot out of your boot. I've been in this situation twice. This is why I mention it. Crocs, no more. If you've got Crocs, they've got to be your second shoe. And a nail goes right through Crocs into your heel. Crocs are not thick enough. But if it's a half toe and you slip it in, you could get stuck and not able to pull your it'll get pinched beyond the thing. I don't know. And either the half or the 3/4, they from walking at a point they flex and they stop flexing, and so the material breaks apart. I had some genuine Dakota, and walking in them for 8 months every day, they were already broken, big rips in the toe after the steel toe. And for a $200 shoe to only last 8 months of walking, I think a middle rigid toe, which is not necessarily a grade of steel toe, which has flex built into it, so covers a full length toe, but becomes flexible and does not allow your foot to get pinched. Recognitions at a younger age. So why are these 12-year-old single moms more successful than one in their 20s? Because they got recognition. They were taken up by a system, and while generally the Canadian and US system, and probably all around the world, well, actually, less governance is better. Most of the systems are quite crappy. When you get one that young, they have some people working who are themselves champions. And just knowing that you're not diminished and broken, that you can be a successful mom, and that your rate of success is higher, yeah, you did it. You're higher. This is part of the process of championing. Tom McDonald is working with me, and LD, Little Dicky. There's more than just us star soldiers. There's, well, we are all star soldiers, but more than that list. I'm only mentioning these two because what we have provided for championing is so unique and specific, and we already recognize championing. When I said it to Tom. I said, Tom, what about being a father raising their child with a process called championing? He says, stop. I know you're going to have me define what championing is, right? You know you can't do that. I am number one by the count, and everybody counts. That's where I was going. Well, LD, being a Jew, they win at the end. We already knew. Well, at the bar mitzvah, age 13, and the circumcision, they have very specific noted. It's not like anyone else's 13-year-old birthday other than Shane Rusk and his Hell's Angels. We watched Porky's, and then we went out and met the girls at the Trails. The Trails is at the very end of Beach Avenue in Kamloops. And I will not degrade any of these beautiful young ladies in any way, so I won't say how far it went, but blowjobs at least. And what did we learn? You don't actually need to blow. Why aren't they called suck jobs? We don't know. That's his 13th birthday. So, My girlfriend, age 12, Carolyn. Successful mother at a young age. Gail Mary, also successful mother at a young age. Finish high school? Are you kidding? What a joke. That's for raising retards, not raising champions. So, parents, you got to do more than just pay the rent. Pay in attention. So it doesn't cause you pain. You must always be a pair. Number one, grow your own food. Give your child recognition, a photo, and printed, documented. With them and their fruit, vegetable, or flower. They're planting the seed, buying the seeds at the store, collage it, document it. Give your child the award with every single one. You might trick them and make them think that it's just one a year. And tell them the next thing that they might grow after getting the award. And it will be up to them to make the connection. Wait, could I start now growing this one? And if the award is one for every year that I am old, well, what if I grow it? Would I get the award? Would I get 2 awards in 1 year? With Adam Calhoun, he is presenting to Trump that Trump has an opportunity. See, we're doing this without threats or sounding in that way. What happens next? We know what happens next. It's the 25th anniversary of 9/11. Trying not to say this in every video. It's not good. I don't want to be known as the prophet for 9/11, even though I could be more likely than Dr. Judy Wood or Richard Gage or even Alex Jones, even Dylan Avery. Why, among them, none of them took the 25 and added it to 7. Jesus' birthday, 12/25, 127. Coming on the 25th anniversary. Well, we should have stopped paying taxes and voting in 2001. The very same day that I watched 9/11 happen live on the news, I saw the second tower be hit by the plane. The cameras were focused on the first and second tower, and its smoke is coming off. So while they're doing live interviews, in between, that was the picture. And someone's in the background, boom! Oh my God! The second tower has just been hit! The second tower has just been hit! Huh? This is live. We are coming to you live. Call my wife in the room. Oh my God! Get in here quick. We were worried about earthquakes in Victoria. We had chosen to move to a city which is known for having earthquakes, and while we lived there, there was notable tremors of lower numbers. People were in cars and could feel them. They're like, what is that feeling? So through inflated rubber tires, people in cars still, people would get out of the car at the red light and get out and say, yeah, this is an earthquake, standing on the ground. I don't know if you call it a quake or a tremor. In any case, back to this. Parents, no pay in, no Gay in Adam. Back to Trump. We're telling them that he must teach 9/11 truth into all the high schools of the United States. This can't be optional like the Cambodian War. Oh, they call it an extension of the Vietnam War. Well, you talk about genocide, Hitler and the Jews. Why don't you talk about the genocide of Pol Pot? 2.2 million, 25% of the population decimated. So what will be the truth? Adam and Tom and I came up with this one together. We said, let's not tell them more than what they said within the first 4 days of the news, Fox News. We wondered, where did the third plane go? Oh, we thought, and they said, officials state that they think that it was targeting the White House. Well, what would you think if 3 of the World Trade Centers collapse straight down and only these 2 are hit by a plane? Wouldn't you think that maybe the third target was in fact this building? But they don't know where the plane went. It went off the radar. So who's guilty? Well, whoever's operating the radar, whoever's operating the information that gets to Fox News. Oh, maybe it's still private and hidden at this point. How could you make this private and hidden and secret? It just says that immediately this creates the 9/11 truth movement, because immediately all intelligent people say, hey, why don't you speak the truth? It's not the White House, it's Tower 7, 1, 2, and 7. I take it a step further. How come the one numbered 7, which is the third tallest, isn't numbered 3? Easy as can be, you see. They know how to tie these properly. I am not superior. Well, so we'd have him teach it that you're only going to get so much 9/11 truth. We still won't give you the end. Do not tell them where the third plane landed, and use only Fox News reference, and that they believe the third plane was headed for the White House, and Tower 7 was believed to have suffered some structural damage, yet it still fell down looking exactly like a controlled demolition. There you go. Jump on that one. The reason we're giving Donald Trump a chance is because President Trump did make mention of Tom MacDonald's name. He gave him a shout out. In my own book of years ago, 2016, that's 10 years ago, you will notice that on the back cover, Colombia wanted me and Trump had to rescue me out of Colombia. I was to be taken up into FARC, F-A-R-C. And I'm not military, only militant. Well, it took President Trump and Justin Trudeau to negotiate my release. We do not want to call it a hostage release because if you do that, it means even more money. I told them I don't speak Espanol, you don't really want me. But I have a bad habit of filming military, and in Laos, this is why they set the roadblock for me. You'll have to consult another video of what I actually filmed and why I didn't want to open my computers. My iPads and my phones. Can't call them computers anymore. That's like calling it VHS and filming. Do you have film? What's better, VHS or beta, Mr. Oldster? Wayne's World, Wayne's World, Wayne's World! Gotta say it 3 times when you're calling the name of a god.